21st edition of the FIFA World Cup will be aired live on Bermuda Broadcasting Company. Be a part of the history. You don't want to miss FIFA World Cup 2018.
You can count on us.
Pretty Lady Emerald Red or White Seedless Grapes, only $3.99 per pound. Fresh assorted pork chops, just $3.49 per pound. Select varieties of Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, only $9.99 for a 61.25-ounce bottle. Select varieties of Kraft shredded cheese, just $4.09 for an 8-ounce bag. Blue Bottom margarine sticks, only $1.99 for a 1-pound box. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
2017, I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. The fourth man to be sentenced for the 2013 double murders of Haile Atteridge and Rico Ferbert receives life imprisonment. 26-year-old Garico Benjamin, who spent 2 years on the run, must serve a minimum of 25 years before he can be eligible for parole. Jasmine Patterson was in the courtroom.
Garico Benjamin, the man who transported the gunman who shot and killed reggae star Haile Atteridge and Rico Ferbert inside the Belvin's Variety Store in January of 2013, was jailed today for life in the Supreme Court. Benjamin is the fourth man to be tried and convicted in this case after Romano Mills, Levesque Roberts, and Christophe Dour for murder and using a firearm to commit an indictable offense. Although he indicated to the court midway through his joint trial with Mills that he wished to change his plea to guilty on June 2nd this year, Justice Carlisle Greaves gave details how the jury were about to be given strong and compelling evidence against the defendant, describing his full knowledge of the planned murders in the form of WhatsApp messages. Benjamin again changed his plea back to not guilty when rearranged in July to seek a new trial. Justice Greaves, taking into consideration Benjamin's evasion from the authorities by fleeing the jurisdiction to Africa and the U.S. for 2 years and later being located on a flight from Paris to Miami in late 2015, he said leads him to believe Benjamin was using delay tactics and was abusing the judicial process. Benjamin fled after being questioned following the murder and later released on police bail when evidence was collected which later proved he had gunshot residue in his ear and nose. The crime was described by Justice Greaves as vicious and callous in the way it was committed, which was a product of gang warfare that has developed in this country in the past decade. While Benjamin did not pull the trigger, Justice Greaves said he was a whole participant to a substantial degree. The Crown accepted Benjamin's guilty plea to simple murder. He was subsequently sentenced today to life imprisonment for each murder with 15 years before eligibility for parole and 10 years imprisonment for using a firearm, all to run consecutively with time spent in custody taken into consideration. And as this sentencing concludes the case of one of Bermuda's worst gun murders, the Bermuda Police Service wants your help with bringing others to justice.
Today's sentence is a sentence which we believe is just. It speaks to the resolve of the criminal justice system to ensure that in all cases that justice is served. We think that it also speaks to the fact that criminals may be able to run, but they cannot hide forever, and that eventually that they do get caught. We thank the members of the public who have come forward to assist in this investigation, which is, as described by the judge, a horrendous crime where 2 persons were shot and to death. And we are thankful to the public for their assistance. We also extend our condolences to the family, and we would like to remind the public that there are still cases that are outstanding that can be solved with their help.
Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
In other news, government today unveiling the person who will be the new gang violence reduction coordinator. Pastor Leroy Bean, who has worked with gangs in the past, will now be that person. Wayne Keynes, the National Security Minister, said since 2009, the human cost of gang crime has been too great. He added Bermudian society has been traumatized by the death and social unrest caused by gangs.
Every morning at 9 a.m., I chair a meeting of the ministry team engaged in the programs around gang violence and the reduction of the same. And every day we focus on a portion of that strategy and to find out how we can better develop and isolate those areas that need greater attention. In just 11 weeks, the Ministry of National Security team has responded well to the challenge that I issued when I was first appointed. It was necessary to build the work that had been done and in some cases sharpen the focus of existing programs and resources to produce measurable outcomes.
Government has relaunched the Coordinated Response Team to ensure a quick response to incidents. Meanwhile, the minister stating that Pastor Bean's main focus will be on implementing programs to reduce gang violence and antisocial behavior.
He will lead in those areas designed to engage various aspects of our community, including clergy, local employers, all with a goal of transforming young men and women away from the gang lifestyle with viable social and economic alternatives.
Pastor Bean confident that the country can get a handle on the gang problem once and for all.
My hopes while in this position is to see a more comprehensive and a holistic approach. This is to tackle the maladaptive behavior that has plagued our country for years. Yet at the same time, seeing many of those that have been affected by the racial divide, the economic disparity, and the disenfranchisement to be empowered so that they can actually be in a better position to combat this social ill. With the help of Bermuda, we can conquer this problem. And I believe, when I say the help of Bermuda, I believe that each one of us play a part in everything that will be done.
Stay with us. More news in tonight's AccuWeather forecast after the break.
You can count on us.
USDA ribeye steaks, boneless, only $18.99 per pound. Imported broccoli crowns, just $2.99 per pound. Select varieties of DiGiorno pizzas, just $9.50 for a 27.5-ounce box. Chef Boyardee pasta meals, only $1.89 for a 14.75-ounce tin. Select varieties of Chobani yogurts, only $1.99 for a 5.3-ounce tub. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
I initially formulated a relationship with Friesenbrook Meyer back in the year 2000 when I acquired home insurance. And I was very intrigued and impressed actually by the high level of customer service. Every person that I've dealt with and communicated with definitely know the products and services.
Friesenbrook Meyer, covering possibilities.
When you shop online, the cheapest, quickest, and easiest way to bring your packages into Bermuda is with U.S. Express at mailboxes.
I use them because I have a water sports business, and it's just now and then when I need to get a few things from, off of whatever company, Amazon or something. It's just such an easy connection with our mailboxes.
The staff are fantastic. They call just to let me know that the package has arrived and I can come pick it up, and they're really good here.
Sign up for a U.S. Express account at www.mailboxesunlimited.com today.
Welcome back. The 8-member Consultative Immigration Reform Working Group are now deliberating their findings after 14 public meetings. Here's Mike Sharp with our story.
Group Chairman William Medeiros, in the second part of an interview, is confident they will meet their deadline with a high-level list of recommendations.
Deadlines are good because it makes you sit up and say, okay, I've got to get this thing done. I've got to produce something. And so you then, if I may, as we're all professionals, all of us, all 8 of us, and so we understand what deadlines are. We deal with them every day and we bring it forward. On the other hand, oh my heavens, what a challenging, complicated, convoluted, emotive. I mean, I can't think of a country in the world that has an immigration conversation that isn't tough.
That's right.
Look at our partners, whether they be north, south, east, west. They're all struggling with this in some fashion. And how do you keep that economic engine running? How do you ensure that your own are looked after? Mm-hmm. And by the way, what does your own mean? Mm-hmm. When do you become your own? Some people have some very strong feelings about when they become your own. Mm-hmm. Some others have very strong feelings that you'll never be your own. And our job is to take all of this information, imagine wading out into the ocean, just letting it wash all over you, and then creating a public document that we as a group can all be very proud of producing for Her Majesty's government.
And make no millions about it. Some of our meetings, our deliberations, get a little heated.
I think the phrase is robust. Robust.
We also asked the chairman of the group and Rick Woolridge what constitutes a Bermudian.
I think Bermudians are people. A Bermudian is someone who cares deeply and sincerely about Bermuda.
Not necessarily born here.
That's for discussion. I mean, there's my opinion as to people that are. I think there are people on this island that are guests in our country, and they're absolutely, positively integral to our ongoing success and development.
But does that make them a Bermudian?
Don't know.
By way of adoption. Sometimes it can be.
Don't know.
If I've adopted this place as my home, and I invest myself, my time, my family, my money, and everything into this home, I can be.
Maybe.
Then it's a question of whether or not I'm accepted. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what this is all about. That's what makes it so.
Well, the legislation is easy. The legislation, if I may, is easy.
Yeah.
The answer is I don't care how much you love this place.
Yeah.
Unless you're born of a Bermudian on this island, or dare I say, you marry one and you live together for a specific period of time, there is no current method by which you will become Bermudian.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Not at all.
And so, hence the reason that these discussions are taking place to say, do those rules make sense? Mm-hmm. And might there be any others? Or do they not make sense at all?
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Turning to weather news, another beautiful day in store for us for our Thursday. Here's the latest from AccuWeather headquarters.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
Good evening. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic day today. This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group, and we certainly have some stuff going on with our weather. First of all, we have these high bubbly clouds right here over the island. I'm sure you've noticed them. A couple of showers coming from those, but then by Friday, this front that's to the south of us, it's going to be pushing to the north, and we're going to see an increase of clouds and even some rain in the forecast Friday night through Saturday. It's going to be a wet day. Here we are taking a closer look. Again, those clouds are coming down from the north, so it's a bit cool too today, below average. We should be around 81 degrees, but right now the island is sitting right around 76 degrees, so certainly a cool evening. Humidity 62%. The winds coming out of the northeast, 14 to 18 knots. The water is even cooling down a bit, 80 degrees. Inside the reef, we have waves 2 to 4 feet and outside 6 to 10. We do have a small craft advisory in place. The ocean is just a bit choppy, so be careful here for the next couple of days. So for tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, 74 degrees for the temperature. Tomorrow, again, breezy. You'll feel that with intervals of clouds and sunshine. Also, you should expect maybe a passing brief light shower in places. 80 degrees for the high temperatures, so at least we're warming right back up to where we should be. Our tide times, the first high tide was at 8:37 p.m. this evening, and then the second one at 9:02 in the morning on Thursday. Now, if you're here on vacation and you're leaving, or if you're just traveling elsewhere, we do have some gateway forecasts for you. Toronto, 71 degrees and dry conditions. New York and Boston, dry under the influence of high pressure, so things are pretty calm up there. Atlanta, a beautiful day, 82 degrees, low humidity, and just a really beautiful time. In Miami, though, we are going to see some thunderstorms and showers. Could see some delays. This is going to last for a couple of days, so heads up if you will be flying into Miami. We could have some problems over this next couple of days ahead of us. In Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad, we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms. We are watching a tropical storm, a depression that has developed near the Yucatan. That's not going to impact us, though, but certainly causing some problems way further to our west. So Thursday, maybe a brief passing shower, 80 degrees. Now Friday, during the day, those clouds are going to be building. By Friday night, that rain is going to start. Saturday is really going to be a wet one. We need the wet weather, so not necessarily a bad thing. Just grab your umbrella, maybe your rain boots, or plan something indoors. Sunday, here we go, improvement. We will still have a shower or two, but it will be much sunnier, 81 degrees. And by Monday, just a brief passing shower, 81 degrees for our high. Stay tuned to Ocean 89, Power 95, and in Inspire 105 for all your latest news and weather.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Island Soul, where fashion meets comfort. Island Soul provides fashionable footwear hand-selected by our podiatrist that offers premium comfort. Located at 60 Victoria Street, Hamilton, Island Soul contains a friendly trained staff prepared to assist you with our vast selection of footwear, both male and female, with all sizes and widths available. Compression and travel socks amongst other accessories are also available in addition to a shoe modification and repair service, making Island Soul a one-stop shop for all your footwear needs.
Bermuda's only teppanyaki grill. Rediscover L'Oriental. Eat in or take out.
Now here's Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Members of the Ocean View Golf Course will be looking to provide guests from the Clearview Golf Course, which will include LPGA player Renee Powell, with hospitality. But they are hoping that Bermuda could repeat what they accomplished last year in Ohio. And that was...
Yeah, last year, Bermuda won.
At a press conference at the Bermuda Tourism Authority earlier today, Pat Phillip Barron, the Chief Product and Experience Officer, is looking forward to welcoming the overseas golfers.
On Friday, October 20th, before tournament play, the Bermuda Tourism Authority is pleased to host 18 visiting players and guests along with the Ocean View players for a welcome cocktail reception. And then on Saturday and Sunday, all of Bermuda is welcome to watch the golfers hit the course in the head-to-head matchup at Ocean View.
Sherilyn Thompson, the president of the Ocean View Golf Course, gave us a history lesson on just how and why these two particular golf courses are so much alike.
The story behind Ocean View and Clearview are nothing short of spectacular. It's fascinating how they came to be during the time of deep racial discrimination and how the forefathers overcame, and they met challenges and made sacrifices for us, right now. And it's good to be able to actually have a platform that we can recognize it and show our appreciation in some small way, because that's what it's all about.
LPGA golfer Paul is delighted to be able to have the opportunity to come and play in Bermuda.
It's very historic, what we're doing, and it's so exciting. And I know everyone who is on my group is so looking forward to being there in Bermuda. Most have never been there before. I think maybe about 4 or 5 have been there and are looking forward to returning. And golf is a part of my DNA. So I've played it since all of my years, except for the first 3 years of my life. So anytime that we have an opportunity to do something to really grow the game, to expand it, to get more, especially women and youth involved in the game, I'm there.
Jillian Teixeira has come to the end of her outdoor season, and she summed up her year this way.
Well, I've had a good summer season outdoors. I've had Tyler Lopes here kind of under my wing and just getting some international experience going for him. So kind of had sidetracked or sort of put myself second for a little bit this summer. And my Grand Prix horse that I had at the Pan American Games and the World Equestrian Games is already 17 this year, so he didn't sort of run every week at every competition. So it was a good summer to just focus a bit more on sort of bringing up Tyler and getting us on track for qualifying for the Central American and Caribbean Games, which will be next year, end of July, August in Colombia.
Youngster Tyler Lopes has learned so much about the sport, being in it now full time.
One thing I have struggled really quite a lot with is my mental strength, because riding is a lot mental, and you don't realize that until you're over here doing it full time, you know. So that's probably been my biggest struggle, is training my mind to not be distracted all the time, or to really keep focused.
Reggie Lamb and his Carlisle United teammates' second Checkatrade Trophy game group match was a home fixture against Leicester City's under-21s at Burton Park last evening. And it was a shock result on a disappointing evening, as Leicester's youngsters scored early and held on to their lead to take the points back to the Midlands. Meanwhile, Daquan Crockle and his Port Vale teammates were pegged back right at the death, as they had to settle for a share of the spoils against Shrewsbury Town as the teams played to a 1-1 draw. Maha Clark and her Queen's University of Charlotte field hockey teammates picked up a 3-2 overtime win over Bellamere University, giving them their second win of the year over Bellamere. University of New Hampshire junior James Emerald helped his sailing teammate finish 12th in the Chris Lauder Trophy Regatta. Sailing the school's B-class boat, Emerald finished 8th in the Interconference Regatta that was won by Tufts, while Boston University finished 2nd and the University of Dartmouth finished in 3rd. In mixed majors bowling league action at the Warwick Lanes, it saw the Troublemakers defeat the Spare Change 13-7. The Activators went down 16-4 to the Mix-Ups, while the Movers and Shakers fell 14-6 to the Minimax Forders. Fight Back went down 11.5 to 8.5 to the Unpredictable, and the Untouchables defeated the Warriors 13-7. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
If you're looking for extra savings and free benefits
with car insurance
and home insurance,
Colonial has just the cover you need.
There's a free $250 gift voucher for new home insurance customers too, and 10% car insurance discount if you have home insurance.
With a claim service that's quick and friendly.
We call it Cover Without Added Costs.
Call for a quote on 296-3700 or visit cgigroup.com.
Colonial, where people come first.
Looking for a challenge, new adventures, forge lifelong friendships, and earn an extra $5,000 to $6,000 a year? Good stuff. Be a part of a proud and honorable legacy of service. The Royal Bermuda Regiment is seeking volunteers. Let's go, guys! Call us at 238-1045 or visit bermudaregiment.bm. The Royal Bermuda Regiment, your regiment.
It's a colorful spectacle that has been delighting audiences for almost 80 years. Now the stage version of the 1939 film classic, The Wizard of Oz, is set to bring joy to Bermudian theatergoers too. Here's Gary Foster-Skelton with the latest from the Emerald City.
Iconic songs and an array of theatre's most colourful characters.
Get you, my pretty, and a little dog, too!
The The Gilbert and Sullivan Society are holding nothing back in this year's production of The Wizard of Oz, which boasts an almost 90-strong cast, 2/3 of which are children.
It's on the scale of when we did Oliver, because there were lots of children in Oliver. If you put them all on stage at one time, it's like, wow.
Leading lady Paige Hallett dons the pigtails as Dorothy, and even as an experienced actress, she admits playing a 10-year-old is not always the most natural fit.
Apparently, I can get very aggressive when I want people to do things for me, and children don't do that. They manipulate and they plead more, and I'm just like, just do it. So
it's quite intimidating, actually.
Yeah, you know, I think I was probably like that as a child, though, to be fair.
Bermuda stage veteran Che Barker is also facing new challenges as the Tin Man.
I've been doing this for 17 years, and when I started, I said the one thing I wouldn't do was sing. And for the first time, I have a lead singing role, which is terrifying.
You're right. I am a coward.
Maxwell King's motivation as the Cowardly Lion proved interesting.
What are you scared of?
You mean me, Max?
Shaving his beard.
I'm terrified of shaving his beard.
I own jawline.
There. It's terrifying. The Lord gave me a soul, but forgot to give me common sense.
Angelis Hunt as Scarecrow and Zoe O'Connor, who understudies Dorothy, are the youngest of the leads at 17 years old. Are their elder colleagues treating them well?
They're terrible. Don't tell anything.
No, no, they're great. I love them. Yeah, it's awesome.
You too. Great. Well, I've never been an understudy before. Getting to put your own spin on it, I think, is the best part for me.
GNS have brought in British director Nina French, a West End actress and founder of the Academy Arts Theatre School in the UK. French told us more about the play itself and the ideas behind set designer Cleo Pettit's imagery.
We are doing the RSC version. There are two versions of this show, and the RSC is very close to the film. It was purposefully done like that. Visually, the set is fantastic. The set looks very quirky. It's kind of like a pop-up book. We're trying to just make it look more like a kid's imagination. You know, once you're in Oz, that it really is a child who's had a knock on the head and taken all the information they've had in you know, from the day beforehand.
French has been taken aback by the performing talent on offer locally.
I know really in Bermuda there's not a profession as such. Everyone's got normal jobs, and some of the talent is of a professional standard. I mean, Angelis as an up and coming artist is fantastic.
People without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Max, his comic timing is exceptional.
No reason to be scared of nothing.
People come to see this show should expect to think that it's, you know, as close to professional as you can be.
The whirlwind trip to Oz will officially hit the stage on Thursday. The producers said you may have to get your ruby skates on if you want tickets for a particular night.
The 3 matinees we have are almost completely sold out.
Yeah.
Closing night, I think, is almost gone.
Yeah.
Eventually, once word gets out and people hear the music and see the costumes and see the production, everybody's going to want to come.
See the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
That looks awesome. In other news, the excitement of Police Week was alive and well in Prospect earlier today. Earl Baisden has more about the ever-popular annual event.
Hundreds of school children across the island had the chance to witness and take part in Police Week as the Bermuda Police Service continues to celebrate 138 years of service in Bermuda. Deputy Commissioner of Police Paul Wright explained just what the youngsters got to witness at the police field earlier today.
We've had the Halton Regional Pipe and Drum Band this morning. They're from Canada. They're here to help us celebrate this week. Right now we've got the police cadets who are being drilled mercilessly, and we have children taking up the challenge here to see if they can join them in their ranks and march up and down. Other displays today will involve the Police Marine Unit, our explosive ordnance disposal team, all of our vehicles, including the ever popular motorcycles. On this field last Saturday we had the Gymkhana, again focusing on our youth. I think the enthusiasm that the youth have is infectious, and we want to be very close to that. You see the big smiles on all the police officers' faces and all the support staff working here today. It's a fantastic event.
Local tourism businesses are encouraged to get ready for the inaugural Disney Cruise Line calls, which begin arriving on the island 1 year from now. To help with preparations, Disney and BTA representatives will host an important stakeholder briefing on Tuesday, October the 17th at the Fairmont Southampton. The BTA believes the Disney cruise passenger is a desirable consumer in the travel business because of their spending power and preference to actively explore destinations. This briefing session is free but does require a reservation. And that's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.